Okay, so the latest AI model in the Gemini platform is just getting better at generating a nice and striking SVG content, particularly animation. So this format is quite popular because with SVG, you can use code to represent visual content like logo, infographics, or perhaps some illustration, or maybe even some animations that were showcased by Google on this blog post. I think they look pretty cool. And I personally have created these examples using the latest Gemini model on the Gemini platform. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can create your custom animation using Gemini AI. I'll cover the tutorials for both Gemini platform and also Google AI Studio. So without further ado, let me show you how you can do it. Here, I will open Gemini on my computer. You can open gemini.google.com, and if you're using the mobile app version of Gemini, then you can just use the app version normally, just fine. Now, here I have two prompts. This is a longer prompt. This is the shorter prompt. Now, what is the difference? Well, it is actually a small difference. The longer prompt will basically ask AI to not only generate the code for the SVG file, but also we want to preview it. We want it to be displayed on a website via the Gemini Canvas feature. So basically, you'll see something that looks like this. You can still chat with Gemini and you can see the result or the SVG that was created by the model. And I would say that prompt is or this method is very useful because you can interact with AI. You can always make some changes and you can see what's going on, or perhaps what's the code or the new version of SVG that was created by Gemini. So I personally recommend using that. But if you're okay for not seeing the preview and you just want to get the code, then you can use the shorter variation of that prompt. Now in this case, I'll just use the longer version. Let me just copy it. And I'm going to put that in the insert section on Gemini. So up here, you can describe the animation that you want to have. You can be as descriptive, as detailed as you like. And actually, it is better to be more descriptive because it will tell AI exactly your vision for the animation or for the SVG content. Now, in this case, I actually have a simple description. So it is just a, let me just copy this. So it's just a visual for coffee, a cup of coffee. There you go. So that's the description. And here you can choose the default resolution for the SVG file. Now SVG is known to be infinitely zoomable. I don't even know if that is a word, but basically you can zoom in into SVG content without introducing some artifacts. So the image will stay sharp regardless of the zoom level. But this is basically the default zoom, the default view of the SVG animation. You can use a different number, it's up to you, but here by default I'll select 500 pixels, and after that click tools, click canvas and select the pro variation because it will use the latest coding model on Gemini. Click submit and just wait. Now while it is still doing the code, it's still trying to generate the SVG file. I'll just show you how you can do it on Google AI Studio. So I'm going to open aistudio.google.com, and after that you can log in with your account and you can navigate to playground, and here select the best model for coding, which is at the moment Gemini 3.1 Pro preview. I'll select this, and after that I guess I'll just use the shorter prompt because in AI Studio there is no canvas feature, so we cannot preview that, and I think it's just better to just get the full code. I'm going to copy it and let me just put it right here. So this time around, I guess I'll try a different description. I just want to create a solar system illustration. So that's going to be the description, and after that you can play around with these settings. That's actually the beauty of the AI Studio platform. You can do a lot of things or change the settings. Those are not possible in the Gemini platform, but here I'll just use the default settings and I'll click the run button. And by the way, this model, as far as I know, at least at the moment, is not a paid model, so you don't have to bring your own API. But in case you are planning to create a very long or complicated SVG animation, then I highly recommend to bring your own API code because it's just going to allow you to have more or bigger context window. Now this SVG generation will take quite a while, so I'll just skip a word and I'll show you the final result. Okay, after several minutes, I got this result. Now, I don't know what's going on Gemini at the moment, but I actually sometimes encountered this problem where Gemini wasn't able to produce anything. So yeah, that's one problem, which don't worry, because I actually did the same thing again on AI Studio and I got a different result. And by the way, I took the liberty to try this prompt again using the thinking variation and I got this result. So the thinking variation on Gemini is not the best for coding. It can, but it is not going to give you the most favorable result. So it's decent, but not the best, not the same quality that you could expect with the latest model for, or I mean the pro variation on Gemini. Now, I got this code in AI Studio. Now, it is just a code, but we need to render it in order to be able to see the visual behind this code. And there are many tools that you can use. One that I usually use is render SVG, sorry about that, SVG viewer.dev. So that's one very popular platform. And I'll just copy the code right here. And there you go. So this is the animation of solar system. I think it's pretty decent and honestly it looks awesome. It looks really cool. I mean, if you are a teacher, you can use this animation to teach in your classroom. So that's one use case. Now I'm going to duplicate this because I still have another example that I created using the Gemini model via AI Studio. So this is the result. So this is something that I supposed to get on this version, but somehow I got an error message, so I have to try this in AI Studio. Let me just copy this, and there you go. So as you can see, that's a night and day difference between the Pro, or which is basically the latest coding model on Gemini, versus the thinking model on Gemini. So this with this, just imagine that. So it's very different, and of course this one is more detailed, it looks prettier, and honestly it looks a lot better than this one. So that's basically some examples on basically how you can use Gemini to generate your own custom animation with one of these two simple prompts. And by the way, you can also generate an animation for your logo using Gemini in Google Anti-Gravity. I actually made a video about it on my channel. You can check it out. So these are some examples that I turned into an animation using the Gemini model on AI Studio. And I think this is actually a lot better. It has a better chance to actually generating something because it is going to use the latest coding model, the best variation of the Gemini model for coding. So if you want to get the best result, I honestly recommend using Google Anti-Gravity. But still, as you can see, we can still get a decent result in Google AI Studio and to some extent the Gemini platform. So that's basically it. I hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.